The Thanksgiving break started last Friday night, and it started early as the Hornets picked up their 11th win of the season, this time in a blowout fashion against 7A Central rival the Cabot Panthers. A stifling defense set the tone in the first quarter, forcing Cabot to punt twice and also coming up with a big interception, allowing the offense to jump out to a 17-0 first quarter lead. The Hornets never looked back en route to a 45-0 victory in the second round of the 7A playoffs. Coach Quad Sanders has been saying it was very likely his Hornets would face all three 7A Central opponents in the playoffs. And tonight, it's the second of those potentially three matchups. Tonight, it's the Pulaski Academy Bruins in the state semifinals. PA comes into the game 10-2 and coming off a 39-32 victory on the road at Fayetteville. Knocking off the defending state champions is no easy task, but that's exactly what Pulaski Academy accomplished last week, and now they are the only team standing between the Bryant Hornets' return to War Memorial Stadium in the championship game slated for December 7th. Happy belated Thanksgiving, everybody, and thank you for watching us tonight wherever you may be. I'm Michael Westbrook, joined by Rex Carlton and Matthew Anderson on the sidelines. Jacob Bratton is our technical director. Caden Key on replay, Justin Reynolds, Blake Scoggins, and Gerard Barber on cameras. Coming up, you will hear from head coach of the Hornets, Quad Sanders, with the Quad Sanders Show. Plus, we will relive those highlights from Bryant's 45-0 victory over Cabot. Rex, Bryant previously beat PA 48-29. It's a team that scored the most points against them, except for Benton in that very first game of the year. And here we go tonight in the state semifinals. It's a rematch.
And, you know, this is a really good football team. This is their first year in 7A, and they made it all the way to the state semifinals. Like you said, they knocked off the defending state champions in Fayetteville. This is a team that knows how to play, and everybody plays as one on this team. They don't play alone. They play together. And the Hornets, defense, the defensive line is the main key factor for the Hornets today. If they can contain the quarterback for PA, they will go to the state championship.
I think you're exactly right on that. We've got a fun night ahead. It is a very cold night. We're going to go to Matthew in just a moment down on the sidelines. And we're looking forward to this one tonight because it means for the fourth consecutive year that Hornet Media anyways has been involved, that Bryant is in the state semifinals. And in fact, it's 7 years in a row that they've been in the state semifinals, if you can believe that. Of course, 5 consecutive state championships before last year's loss to Bentonville in the semifinals. And so now Bryant, under second-year head coach Quad Sanders, is looking to get back to War Memorial Stadium. On the other side of the bracket, it is Conway and Bentonville. We'll keep you up to date on that one tonight as well. Let's head down to our sideline reporter. It's going to be a cold night out there, Matthew, but it should be a fun night of football.
Are just above freezing, but it's expected to drop below. There's a 0% chance of precipitation. Tonight, the Hornets look to take out PA and advance to the championship game. Now, on to the Coach Sanders Show with Michael Westbrook.
Welcome into the Coach Quad Sanders Show. Michael Westbrook as we visit with the head coach of the Hornets each and every week. And now we're on to the state semifinals as Bryant will take on Pulaski Academy. Coach, let's go back to last Friday night's game against Cabot. A fun night of football for the Bryant fans, for the Bryant players and the coaches, I know. 45-0, the final score in that one. What are your big takeaways from the round 2 game?
We did a good job defensively. You know, the first time we played them, they hurt us on the run a little bit. The first play out the gate was a 44-yard pass. You know, it was a 5-yard pass and went for 40. So we did a better job of bottling it up, keep them bottled up. You know, they do got a couple of guys, young guys with some speed that they try to get the ball to, but most effectively they run the ball, and we did a better job of stopping him from getting downhill a little early. And really that kind of changed the game for them a little bit because I bet they thought they could come in and run it. As if I would have saw the film of us last game against them, I would have said let's run the ball at them too. Yeah,
and when they were throwing the ball, the big defensive play that sticks out is the Jaden Welch interception. We call that a shoelace grab. From my view, I wasn't even sure he caught it at first. So what a great grab that was, and then runs it back nearly 50 yards, almost got into the end zone. Talk about that play a little bit.
Well, he should have gotten to the end zone. But, no, he did a good job of getting his head around. So he played the route. The guy threw the ball. He kind of underthrew it, and Jaden did a phenomenal job I don't know how he caught the ball.
See, I didn't think he caught it either at first.
I don't know if he knew how he caught it, but it's something we work on, and he was able to get it over to the field, and he did a good job of securing that ball and then getting it all the way down to the one. I know he's gonna look back at that every day of his life and say, "Man, I could just cut back inside." But nah, man, he did a great job though. He's a guy that we got to kind of lean on, and he needs to play great for us down the stretch. If he doesn't, man, it changes our dynamic of the team. So. We need him to continue to get better and play, and I know I get up here and talk about getting better, and we're going into week 13, 14.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Right now, everybody that's left is good, and the teams that continue to get better is going to be the best team at the end of it.
There's so much we can talk about on offense. I want to start with Zachariah Curtis-Jones. I think I called it a 60-yard run. I think it was actually 61. So huge run. I mean, he just broke through the line, and then he was gone. We're talking about, I hate to put it this way, but a third-string running back. Now, I know you use all these guys, but he's a third-string running back, and he does that. I mean, that tells you how explosive the offense can be.
So piggyback off of that third string there, we might call him 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Yeah.
However you want to spin it. But, if you just look back at the game, all three running backs had about, I think the most was 7 carries maybe, 7 or 8. But they all were over 80 yards. I think Zach ended up with the most yards, I believe, but Daniel ended up with the most touchdowns.
Yep.
And Thrash might have had the most carries. So it just kind of works out, man. Them guys, they're so unselfish. Anywhere else in America in high school, them guys are complaining.
Right.
These guys don't complain. They just tell each other what, they'll tell you what the next play is about to be like. Hey, when I ran inside zone, I saw this cutback lane. Make sure you see. So they help each other. And for Zach to come in and take the load off them guys sometimes, what it is people don't see Myron or Daniel in the backfield, so they think pass.
Right.
Or then we give it to that guy, and then they're like, oh, dang, he can run too. So he does a good job, man, of just coming in and just being ready when his number is called.
Yeah, that was fun. That's for sure. And then let's talk about Jordan Walker for a second, the wide receivers, as we usually do, because the 2 Caleb Tucker catches – one was just a pinpoint perfect pass from Walker, the first one that Tucker caught in some traffic. The second one was a good pass, but an even better catch. I think I said on the air that was not a Saturday level, that was a Sunday level catch for Caleb Tucker.
Yes.
And it's been cool to see all the pictures that were taken of it and the shots that were got. We got a great shot of it too. Talk about those 2 pass plays and touchdowns.
So here we are again. It's like a repeating story, and I'd be glad to get up here and talk about it next week. Last week it was Kamari. The week before that it was Tucker. Now it's Tucker again.
Yep.
Once again, you got to figure out who you're going to guard. And as long as those guys continue to catch the ball and Jordan find them, but then you can't forget about the other guys because Carter's still out there.
Yep.
But no, Tucker's got phenomenal range. He catches the ball, man, all kind of ways in practice. He gives us fits. And so that's what he does. If it's in his area, you assume he's going to catch the ball. And when he don't, you're surprised he don't catch it. So him and Jordan, I guess they had a thing. They tried to go for the hat trick again, and early on we paid for it because he lobbed one up there for him in the safety play. But Jordan, that's his growth. I got to talk about it. That's his growth. Even though he did that, he came back and made the correction and then made the correct throws later on to the same guy, and they both were touchdowns. So that's what I'm proud of him about. It's not the mistakes you make. It's just how you rebound from them. And that's what he's got to continue to do, not just here, but for the rest of his life as long as he want to play quarterback. And that's the growth that he's had.
Now, let's talk about this week's game, Pulaski Academy. I mean, you already said it last week that we could potentially play 3 teams from the 7A Central. This is the second one now. Mm-hmm. There's still one potentially looming next week. But we know Pulaski Academy can score, and they scored against you guys the first time. One of the best high school games I've been a part of as far as offense is concerned in a long time. But I know you want the defense to shine. You want to slow down what PA does on offense.
Man, they can score in bunches.
Yeah,
they can score in bunches. And what they do is a little bit of unorthodox. You just got to be ready for it because if you let them score once, they're trying to get the ball back and do it again, with the onside kick. So you got to be ready to play defense and got to be ready to recover kicks, and they make you cover the whole entire field and they make you play all 4 downs. So that's what's so hard about them. They're going to score. It's just a matter of how much we're going to let them score. We got to do a pretty sound job on defense, and then we got to do a good job on offense of protecting the ball and keeping it out of their hands. If we're going to give it back to them, we better be giving it back to them with some points on the board or we'll pay for it.
Right. So I can kind of laugh about this. I heard it last week. A friend of mine texted me. He said, watching PA is exhausting. Is that how you would sum it up? How would you sum it up?
Well, I mean, I tell you what, watching them is a handful, man. You never know what they're going to do. There's not one guy that you can say, oh, the ball's going to this guy.
Right.
You know, the quarterbacks does a good job of getting the ball to everybody. I don't think they have 1,000-yard receiver, but they have several at 400 and 500.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. And he's the leading rusher.
Yeah, yeah.
He's good, man. He's good.
All right, Coach. Well, last question. Here we are, Thanksgiving week. We're up here on a Wednesday, recording this for Friday night. So what's practice been like? I know it's fun when you get to practice around Thanksgiving, but just tell us how it's been out there.
No, Thanksgiving practice is always fun. You got to make the most of it. You know, you're taking time away from your family to be up here with these guys. These guys are taking time from their family to be up here with us. So we definitely try to make it fun. It's been up and down, you know, just because of the game plan. It's always up and down, and then tomorrow you want to see it sharpen up a little bit. But the guys are having fun. Everybody's showing up. You know, we're flying around. We got a chance to get a little cooler weather both mornings, which we need for Friday night. It probably won't be as cool as it is in the morning, but that's even better.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Coach, I know our crew's ready for one more game as well, so we appreciate you letting us be there all year long.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got the kickoff coming up in just a little bit. Stay with us. It's Bryant and Pulaski Academy coming up next. 27-yard field goal attempt. Carter Sims to hold. Jackson Cook to kick it. On 4th down and 10, 27-yard attempt. Hold is down. The kick is up. Plenty of leg, and it is good. Nearing 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bryant leads 3-0. To Anderson. A lane for Anderson. A wide open lane for Daniel Anderson, and he is in from 21 yards out. It's a touchdown for the Hornets. They lead 9-0. They're running it back the other way. The Hornets running with it down to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, into the end zone, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. What a return from Jaden Welch. Hand off to Thrash, needs only a yard, and he has it. A touchdown for the Hornets, and they lead 16-0. They do give it to Zachariah Curtis-Jones, and all he does is pick up huge yardage. Breaks a tackle, and he's gone to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Zachariah Curtis-Jones. How about that? 60 yards. Right back to it. Walker to throw, going up for it. Caleb Tucker, yes, sir. Touchdown for Bryant. Whoa, Eli Hill just barrels over Best and drops him for a 2-yard loss. And 1st and goal from the 9. They give to Thrash. Thrash to the 5. Thrash to the 3. Thrash to the end zone. Touchdown, Byron Thrash. Bryant 37, Cabot nothing in the first half. First and 10 for the Hornets inside the red zone. Walker back to pass. Will throw to the end zone. Can he go up and get it? Yes, he can. Caleb Tucker, 19-yard touchdown catch, a phenomenal grab. That's going to do it tonight. Bryant 45, Cabot nothing. They're moving on to the state semifinals. Bryant moving on to the state semifinals here at Hornet Stadium next Friday night. Welcome back to Hornet Stadium, everybody. Michael Westbrook along with Rex Carlton and Matthew Anderson. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff tonight in the state semifinals with a trip on the line to War Memorial Stadium in the championship game. On the other side of the bracket, it's Bentonville and Conway. We, of course, will keep you up to date on that one tonight because it could very well be former head coach Buck James now leading the Conway Wampus Cats in the state championship against Coach Quad Sanders and the Bryant Hornets, but we've got a long way to go before we know if that's going to happen or not. Rex, one bright spot for this team this year has been the wide receivers. We've talked about it quite a bit on the coaches show, but I don't think you and I have talked about it so much during our pregame coverage. Kamari Austin, Caleb Tucker, the list goes on of guys that can make catches. Kamari Austin has 15 touchdown catches. That's an incredible year, and it's not done yet.
Yeah, I mean, you list one of the many receivers the Hornets have. I mean, they've even moved Zachariah Curtis-Jones, a running back, to a receiver. Caleb Tucker, he came back from the LRCA game, and after that he's been lights out. You go back to last week, he had 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Boone, he's a sophomore, and, I mean, he's putting up numbers this season. One guy that hasn't, played like everybody thought he was going to play this year is Carter Ratliff, and he's due for a big game.
Yes. Yeah, that's true, and he actually is right there with Kamari Austin in total yards as far as receiving yards for number 1 on the team. He just hasn't quite had as many touchdowns. Our captains tonight for the Bryant Hornets is Eli Hill, Cairo Terry, and Matthew Burke. So you get one of your defensive linemen in between 2 of the offensive linemen there. And we've got the captains making their way out onto the field for Pulaski Academy as well. Connor Cauldron and Jake Fuller, 2 of the main captains, along with offensive lineman Ariel Amuwua. There we go. I think I got that one right tonight. The teams have not made their way out yet, so the clock's showing 3 minutes until kickoff. I think we're going to be just a little bit past that. We do thank you for being with us. You got a lot of options tonight as people are at the deer camps and on the road and traveling back from the holidays, and so we know where you are watching from all over the place tonight. We do appreciate you being with us. Just about ready for the coin toss. And while we're waiting on that, as we continue to talk about this Bryant team, undefeated, 11-0. Pulaski Academy is 10-2. Yes, there's Conway. Yes, there's Bentonville. But when you're talking about the offenses that are remaining in 7A, these are the 2 best right here.
I agree.
Pulaski Academy, and we know actually PA is the number 1 scoring offense in all of 7A. They've just surpassed Bryant by just a touchdown, and Bryant has the number 1 defense. A little bit of feedback there from our referee, but Pulaski Academy has won the toss and elected to receive. If you've never watched a PA team play, you're in for some excitement tonight. Here come the Bryant Hornets out to the field. And in just a moment, we're going to head down to Matthew to see what it's like down on the sidelines. Let's go back to that for a second, Rex. If you've never watched Pulaski Academy play, they don't like to punt. They always want to try an onside kick. They're going to go for 2 if they score. It's unconventional, but it is their approach, and it's an approach that's led them to multiple state championships under multiple head coaches who have continued that legacy. Aaron Lucas is now the head coach, and he's done exactly the same thing that the previous coach did. They're a wild team on offense, and you just got to be ready for it on that and special teams.
You say unconventional, but boy, does it work.
It does.
I mean, it works. Their quarterback's almost put up 4,000 passing yards this season. The run game's iffy for them, but, I mean, the quarterback. Last time they played Bryant, we didn't contain him. We didn't keep him inside that pocket, so he was able to roam free, and he was running all over the field. So this Bryant defense just really has to step it up today.
All right, before kickoff, let's head down to the sidelines. Matthew Anderson, what's it like down there?
Great atmosphere today on the sidelines. All of these Hornet players look absolutely pumped. Jordan Walker, Carter Ratliff, Kamari Austin, all here right next to me. They look like they're ready to have a heck of a game. Coach B running in with some pickles. You got to make sure you don't cramp out here. The sideline is looking hot. The weather might be cold, but this Hornet sideline is hotter than ever. You guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Matthew. And I do see the pickle jar out there. We said that Coach B is the heart of the Hornets, the strength and conditioning coach for this team. So he's got them ready to go, but also making sure they don't cramp up even on a cold night. Pulaski Academy Bruins making their way to the football field. What a fun atmosphere, big crowd on the visiting side, and there's a lot of folks stacked in on the home side as well. And so it is cold, that is true, but, you know, it's kind of warm up here for us, and hopefully everybody stays somewhat warm. Even Blake up there tonight, one of our baseball guys, you know, there's the pickle jar. How about that? All right, we are just about ready to go. Grayson King will kick off for the Hornets as the home fans rise to their feet. And we will see what Pulaski Academy can do on offense first. We hope it's not too much. This has been a stifling defense all season long for the Hornets, the number one defense in all of 7A. King's kickoff, sidewinding kick. It's going to bounce through the legs of the return man and into the end zone for a touchback. Bryce Gittens could not come up with that one. MPA will have it at the 20-yard line.
And this is a Bryant defense. You go back to last week, they were flying around the field, head on a swivel, making tackles. The linebackers were just all over the field. You know, they were ready. They were here to play. They're going to need that same, enthusiasm today, and so will that defensive line. That defensive line can tear up PA's offensive line and get to the quarterback, and that's what they have to do today.
This offense is all Brandon Cobb, the senior quarterback. They're going to work with an empty backfield on the first play because he can pass it, he can run it. They don't even hardly need a running back. Brandon Cobb, starting quarterback, 1st and 10 for PA. As they send a receiver in motion, he'll throw out into the flats, and it's caught at the line of scrimmage. Gavin Moman is there to wrap up William Swoboda, only a 1-yard gain.
And you got to give credit to Frost right there. Jonathan Frost, the safety. He comes down, he holds onto the block around, allows Bryant Davis to go wrap up the tackle.
Again, Cobb, more than 4,000 passing yards this season. It's 2nd and 9 for the Bruins. Man in motion to the near side this time under pressure. Throws, tipped in the air, bobbled around a bit, and incomplete. Bounced off of 2 Pulaski Academy Bruins and 1 Hornet as well. It's 3rd and 9.
And PA is looking to play with 4 downs. They're going quick, but if you get this stop, they might actually punt it here early.
Yeah, you cannot go for it here if you don't give up any more yards, and they're faced with a 4th and 9. Got to get there first. It's 3rd and 9 with a man in the backfield this time. Moman with pressure off the edge. They block him. Throw incomplete on the far side, intended for Mason Greathouse, and it is 4th and 9. We say that PA wants to go for it, and for right now, it looks as if they might just do so. 4th down and 9, deep in their own territory. This could be a huge play early on. PA will go for it. 4th and 9 with time. Now here comes the pressure. Quarterback steps up and throws down the sidelines. Incomplete. And the Bryant defense has made a very quick stop, and they've given the football back to their offense with only 21 yards to the end zone.
Up number 1, Jonathan Frost, the Robinson transfer. He came, Maumelle, I'm a little nervous too, like these athletes out here. I mean, he just breaks down. He plays the ball, not the defender, allows Bryant to get this football with offense. And this offense, they're rolling. And they're hot.
Look for the quick strike here from the Hornets. They might just try to go for the end zone on the first play. Myron Thrash will be the running back. We'll see if they establish any sort of ground game early. Just outside the red zone, the Hornets have it 1st and 10 from the PA 21-yard line. And the handoff is to Thrash, bouncing around with some running room. Thrash is inside the 10-yard line. And he picks up enough to move the chains. It's 1st and goal. The Hornets are going quick here. Thrash to the left side of Walker. Right back to Thrash, looking for some blockers to the outside. He'll pick up only a couple of yards. Keeps the pile going. How about Myron Thrash all the way inside the 5-yard line? Just showing his strength to get inside the 5.
Big number 67, Ruck, was there to help him get forward. So was number 72, the center, Garrett Patterson. They were able to give him a little extra yards, a little more cushion, but this is 4th down territory for the Hornets.
2nd and goal from the 4. They've got some downs to work with. Opening drive for the Hornets, looking for 6. Right back to Thrash. Thrash through the middle. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Bryant Hornets. They're on the board first in the state semifinals.
You got to give credit to the offensive line. That drive just doesn't happen without the offensive line. You can see here your tight end, Carter Ratliff, who we spoke on early, seals the edge right there, just allows Thrash to find the gap, and that's 6 for the Hornets early on in this football game.
Well, normally you'd say a 3-and-out and punt, but it was a 4-and-out. On a turnover on downs, and Bryant makes quick work of it as the extra point is up and good from Jackson Cook. 10:35 to play in the opening quarter. Bryant 7, Pulaski Academy nothing. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. After a stop on defense, it's a 3-play drive for the Bryant Hornets, capped off by a 6-yard touchdown run from Myron Thrash. That's his 10th touchdown of the season. Bryant leads 7-0, and Grayson King kicks off again. We're just a minute and 25 seconds into this one. Once again, no return from PA. Their second drive will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And if I'm PA, I mean, you gotta just start over. Forget about the last drive. You went 4 and out. Bryant scored early. If you're this offense coordinator and the quarterback, you gotta calm your guys down here. You gotta reset, go through your plays, execute them, get a first down, and then build off of that. But if you're the Hornets defense here, you gotta get this football back and get up 2 scores early.
Anthony Lucas, the head coach for PA, his offensive coordinator is Adam Thrash, and it's 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Brandon Cobb, what more can you say about this young man? 4,008 passing yards this season, 48 touchdowns. His team's 10-2 in the state semifinals, and they're going to pitch it to the end-around man, and that goes absolutely nowhere as Javion Walker was stopped.
You can see here, big number 99, Malachi McDowell, just runs through the lead blocker and gets the first contact. Good job by Matthew Nelson helping him wrap up there. That's
a loss of a yard. Bryant was up 17-0 a week ago after the first quarter, 45-0 at halftime, and they're looking good early in this one. 2nd and 11 with a man in motion. They're looking for him on the near sidelines, and that throw is high, incomplete, intended for Swoboda again. And if you'll remember, Rex, when Bryant played PA the first time around, it was Swoboda and Greathouse who were making a lot of catches to keep that game close.
They were torching this Bryant secondary, but this Bryant secondary and the linebackers have just matured ever since that game. They've played a lot better, a lot more as one unit, and you can see it in the last game and going into this game.
Here we go again, 3rd down and 11. PA's behind the sticks, an empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. And Cobb is under all sorts of pressure. They won't get to him. Dumps it off into the flats, and that's going to be a first down for PA. Walden Culpepper makes the catch. Bryant sold out for the sack. They couldn't get him, and the Bruins have a first down.
You got to give credit to the quarterback there. You can see here Eli Hill and Malachi McDonald are just right in his face. He rolls out to his weak side, delivers a cross-body throw on the run. I mean, that's how you start a drive here if you're PA. Now you got to build off of this. And Bryant's defensive line, contain the quarterback is your biggest concern right now.
He was hit by Matthew Nelson as he released the football. 1st and 10 from the 30 now. They give him all of just 10 yards. I thought he had 11. They just barely got the chains moved. Same play from a moment ago, and once again, Bryant is right there. Nothing for Javion Walker.
And Brian Davis, he hasn't played a lot. In the moment, he squeezes down there, but then Brian Davis is allowed to skip through. So is Byron Allen. So, I mean, your defensive line is doing their job on the run play. Now they just got to convert it to the pass plays.
Yeah, this run play, it doesn't look like your traditional handoff to your running back. They send a man in motion, and it has not worked out for him on 2 tries. 2nd and 11. Receivers stacked each side. Here comes Hill. Plenty of time to throw. Incomplete. Just off the hands of the intended target into double coverage. Culpepper couldn't hold on.
And I like the maturity by Matthew Glover, not going down and hitting that guy on the run, getting a pass interference, or potentially, getting him injured. But you can see there in the replay early on, they have to double-team Eli Hill. And that means Matthew Nelson is on his own island over there against a 3-star. So one of these defensive ends will get to the quarterback eventually.
3rd down and 11 with Walker in the backfield with Cobb. 4-down lineman for the Hornets. Cobb immediately rolls backwards and throws it into the turf. Eli Hill, the closest player over there, and it's 4th down and 11 as Cobb just gives up that play.
And good job by the Hornets not giving up any penalties there, but this is a 4th down situation. Last drive they didn't punt it. This time it looks like so far they're not going to punt it, and this can damage them. It can really hurt a team.
Incredible. Bryant gets a stop here. They'll have just a third of the field to go again. Receiver in motion to the right. Oh, they're going to punt it. It's that quick kick from the punter, and Frost Fields at the 35-yard line. A little bit of a seam across the 50. Frost to the 40, and they're back into PA territory. Good starting field position again for the Hornets on this drive coming up.
You got to give credit to Brian Davis on that. I mean, he ran back downfield, put his arms in the air, made sure he didn't get a block in the back, any type of penalty like that. Hornets are going to go quick. I mean, the run game worked last time. Maybe now we see Jordan Walker get involved, but just trust your offense, trust your offense coordinator, and this offense will get in the end zone.
Even with a first down, PA had the football for 1 minute and 29 seconds, and the Hornets have it back 1st and 10 at the Bruins 37. On the ground to Daniel Anderson. Anderson bounces to the outside, 30. We got a flag, 25-20, and Anderson down at the 20-yard line, but we'll wait and see what the penalty flag is all about. And normally that's going to be hold where the foul is called. They check with the PA coach.
Holding, offense number 12, 10-yard penalty, replay down.
And, of course, Daniel Anderson in the game now as Bryant goes with 3 running backs. Myron Thrash gets the carries on the opening drive. And now the numbers for Daniel Anderson this year, 89 carries, 693 yards. And he has 12 touchdowns on the ground, but they're going to be behind the sticks 1st and 20.
It was a really good run. He was patient, which most of our running backs, they just want to get downhill. They want to get quick to it, but Anderson was patient there, allowed him to bounce it outside.
They'll stack the receivers to the far side. They give on the ground to Anderson. Patience again, but only gets a yard out of the deal. 2nd and 19 upcoming.
One thing you love to see is your center, Garrett Patterson. He was right-handed at the beginning of the season. He broke his right wrist, started snapping the ball with his left hand, but now he's back to his right hand. He's got the club off. Now you just love seeing the team get healthy right before the big games, which is, this week and going into next week if we win.
Yeah, and he played well, having to snap with his left hand as well over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Probably a passing situation now. 2nd and 16 officially. Nope, back to Anderson. And Anderson will stiff arm to the 35. Makes it manageable here on 3rd down as he goes to the 31-yard line, picks up 12, and it's 3rd and about 4.5 here.
And this is definitely 4th down territory. I don't see the Hornets punting it or at all kicking it because you don't want to take that risk of missing it. So this is the Hornets. They're going to do what they do best, and that's going to run the football if they need to in this 4th down.
That was impressive right there. A lot of teams would have passed the football. Got the receiver stacked to the right. They fake to Anderson, throw to Kamari Austin. We'll need some blockers. Not enough running room for Kamari Austin as he takes it to the 29. They don't even give him that. He's down at the 30, a pickup of 1, and it's 4th down and 3.
See, now you're in this 4th down situation. You got your blocking tight end. So you got 2 tight ends set and Anderson in the backfield, and they're stacking the box, PA is.
4th down and 3. Looked as if Walker was maybe just trying to draw PA offsides for a moment. They don't jump. Long look back to the sidelines. Plenty of time on the play clock. Bryant leads 7-0, nearly halfway through the first quarter. Big play, 4th and 2. Walker drops back, throws, and it's incomplete. Looks like Austin went one way, the football went the other, and Bryant turns it over on downs and gives it back to PA in a 7-0 game.
To me, it looked like a decision route. He either got the choice to break in or break out, depending on what the defender did, and then there's just a little miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver. Now, if you're the Hornets defense, you've gotten 2 stops, and this is their best field position yet, which will be at the 29 of their own. So now if you're the defense, just keep playing your football. Don't give up any easy penalties.
New running back in the game for Pulaski Academy, along with Cobb at quarterback. And again, this offense, you've got to be aware of your man as they shift everybody around. Cobb looks to throw, slings it across the field, reception made, football is loose. He caught it, Bryant comes up with it on the turnover. They're running the other direction with it. The Hornets have come up with the takeaway, and that's Jaden Welch for the 2nd game in a row, coming up with a turnover.
You go back to last game, he almost had a 55-yard pick 6. Now you see here, it was a great catch. You just got to hold on to the football. Jonathan Frost pops it loose. Jaden Welch is there to pick it up, and now the Hornets are inside the red zone, pushing the Bruins defense.
Fumble recovery for Jaden Welch. Huge momentum shift right here. Good look at the replay, guys. And here we go for the Hornets. 1st and 10 from the 10. 1st and goal. And it's Myron Thrash back in the game. Thrash dances. He hits at the 5, leans into the end zone, and he's down at the 1.
Get back on the line of scrimmage. Keep going. Trust this offensive line. They'll get you right into the end zone.
Good look at the replay again. 2nd and goal now from the 1. The Ouachita Baptist commit barreling his way over PA defenders. And 2nd and goal from the 1. Back to Thrash. Lowers the shoulder pads. Not in again. Just short of the end zone.
And on that last play, you got a good look at it. Matt Burke pulled, he sealed the edge, and then you had Cairo Terry and Chase Trimble blocking down on their defenders, allowing that gap. But then right there, PA was ready for the run. They were committed. They sent the linebackers down. They filled their gaps. They did their job. Now it's what will the Hornets respond with? Are they going to run or are they going to pass?
3rd down and goal from the 1. Bryant leads 7-0. They give it to Thrash one more time. He breaks a tackle, and he's still shy of the goal line. The Bruins have stopped Myron Thrash 3 times at the 1-yard line.
And, you got to do your job. I say we stack the box, 5 offensive linemen and your 2 tight ends set, and that looks like what the Hornets are going to go with here. And you got to trust your offensive line and find your gap if you're Thrash.
It's 4th down and goal. Bryant trying to go up 2 touchdowns. Right back to Myron Thrash again. This time Thrash is in the end zone. Touchdown. Yeah, he scored. PA saying they stopped him. We have not. I saw the signal of a touchdown. Touchdown. PA tried to trick everybody in Hornet Stadium tonight. He was clearly in. We'll look at it one more time from Matthew Anderson's camera.
You can't tell at all.
Well, I'll say he was clearly in.
Yeah, hey, if we score, I'll take it. And, good job by Thrash. The offensive line collapsed down, and he was able to just, spring his way through the gap, find his area, and got in there.
1-yard touchdown, and the extra point is good. That makes it 14-0. 5:52 to play in the first. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. A Myron Thrash touchdown run on 4th and goal makes it 14-0. And, well, it's getting exciting down at your end of the field, Matthew. Let's head back down to Matthew.
The Hornets and Pulaski Academy faced off in week 5 of the regular season. The Hornets won 48-29. They're looking to win again in this matchup. Jordan Walker is looking to throw for 4 touchdowns to hit his season mark of 40 touchdowns. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you, Matthew. Yeah, 36 touchdowns passing coming in for Jordan Walker. Looks like tonight they're going to keep the football on the ground as much as possible, but it's working. I don't know if he'll get to 4 through the air or not. See if the game breaks open a little bit later on. If you're PA, you are in a desperate spot here. 5:52 to play in the first. You find yourselves down 14-0 already. Snap is back to Cobb. Looking out into the flats, will throw, and it's caught. Javion Walker makes the catch. Turns it upfield to around the 25-yard line, a pick up a 5.
It's a good job by Eli Hill not committing to the pass just yet. I mean, he kind of sat back. He tried to distract the quarterback, get in the way, but it was a good throw by Brandon Cobb.
2nd down and 5.
14-0 Bryant. 2nd and 5 for Pulaski Academy. Not only has Cobb thrown for 4,008 yards, he's run for an incredible amount, 845 yards. This young man could very well get to 5,000 all-purpose yards tonight. 2nd and 5 for Cobb. Here comes some pressure. He is hit. They've dropped him right back at the line of scrimmage. Eli Hill, one of them that's able to get there, and he was joined by a teammate.
Ryan Horn. I mean, he started out the season, he played a lot, and then he had to sit for a little bit. Now he's back, and look there, him and Eli Hill. There's a good camera angle of him right here, too. It's a good job by the Hornet defensive line, staying true, keeping the quarterback in the pocket like we have been saying.
It's a fun night when you can see their breath, the cold air out there. 3rd and 5. Cobb fakes the pitch. He'll run it himself, looking for a blocker. He has it and has the first down as he's hit hard out of bounds. Goes sliding across his teammates lined up there. No late hit, and it's 1st and 10 for PA.
And good job by Jaden Wells also using the sideline as your leverage. Football's a game of leverage. He used it and was able to push him out of bounds. Same with Bryant Davis. Now this Hornet defense, they got a first down. New set of downs. They'll play 4. What are you going to do to stop them? That's the question.
Just the second first down of the contest for Pulaski Academy on their 3rd offensive drive. 1st and 10 from the 30. Back to Cobb with time. Now rolling. Cobb will have to run it again. He's chased down from behind. Also met by Jonathan Frost and Matthew Nelson.
And Matthew Nelson has just played such a big role this year. It's the Bryant defense. But you got to give credit to Eli Hill again. I know I keep saying his name, but he completely just ran over his right tackle, his alignment, and was able to get the quarterback out of pocket. And then that's when the defense collapsed around him, bringing him down.
He's forcing the issue, that's for sure. Going after Cobb all night long. 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Cobb and Walker in the backfield. Cobb has time again and will let it fly deep down the field, incomplete. A flag comes in. You might have a hold or a pass interference on Bryant. You might have offensive pass interference. Looked like the receiver got away. He was open.
I think Bryant might have pushed him out of bounds, and then he came back into play, which you're not allowed to do.
Conference taking place from our officials. Here comes a call from our referee.
Holding defense was after thrown. The 10-yard penalty results in first down.
So holding is the call. It gives PA a first down on the penalty. Wipes out the incomplete pass, and it's 1st and 10, just past the 40-yard line at the 43. 4:25 to play in the first. Bryant 14, Pulaski Academy nothing. Defense has already forced 1 turnover. They're going to run after Cobb again, and he was wrapped up by Bryant Davis, but does pick up really good yards on that first down play.
Looked like Cobb tried to run over the referee while he was out there, but going back to the, containing the quarterback, you got to close down the middle gap. Your defensive tackles can't run to the outside because then that opens the whole middle of the field for him and also will give him a lot more time. If you just collapse the pocket, that's what you need to do for the Hornets defensive line.
Less than 4 to go in the opening quarter. Long look over to the sidelines for Brandon Cobb. They don't seem to be in any hurry at all. Play clock's down to 10. Now it's down to 5. And they just barely get the snap off in time. Quick pass from Cobb, has his receiver at the first down marker. Mason Greathouse makes the catch, steps out of bounds, needed 2 and picked up 3.
And, this is what PA is good at, finding space. Their receivers are so good at just finding space and then quitting their route and coming back to the football. That's what makes Brandon Cobb so good because they're open field. Once you find the space, they'll try to get downfield. And just like that, he found open space, he cut out, and then that was a first down.
A 10-2 record for the Bruins. Their only losses this year to these Bryant Hornets and to the Conway Wampus Cats. They finished 3rd in the 7A Central. Long pass. Cobb's going for it all downfield, and it is incomplete, as that was too far out in front of Chase Hancock.
And this Bryant defensive, the secondary for the Hornet defense here, you can't keep getting beat. I mean, if the more you get beat, the more opportunities they have to score. And, and part of that is where Bryant plays a lot of man defense. They don't run a lot of zone. So if they change their schemes here in the second half, they can limit the deep ball.
We're in for a long first half with the way Pulaski Academy passes the ball. Not had a lot of completion so far. Here's Cobb under duress again. Eli Hill is going to get to him this time. The Hornets stay home and come up with a big sack. It's a huge loss.
Eli Hill, Byron Allen, the two that got into the backfield. You can see here, Eli Hill, they have to double team him. Look, the right tackle and the running back, and he somehow slips off of them, chases down the quarterback. Byron Allen meets him there. Now, this is a 3rd and long, almost 3rd and 20.
Wow.
Oh, it is
3rd and 20.
So.
How about that? 3rd down and 20 as they are back in their own territory now. Here comes some pressure again. Cobb is hit as he throws down the sidelines. It's incomplete and a hard pop from Jonathan Frost, and the Pulaski Academy player is down. Oh, goodness. That was quite the hit. We look at it one more time here. Clean hit. And we're going to need to take a break. Bryant 14, Pulaski Academy nothing. 2:19 to play in the first. It's 4th and 20 PA when we return. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Chase Hancock, the receiver downfield for Pulaski Academy. You can see him now with his head coach, Coach Lucas, and a few of the other staff members for Pulaski Academy walking off the field. That's good to see. He wasn't hit in the head, and it wasn't a helmet-to-helmet hit, but it was Jonathan Frost hitting him around the stomach area, maybe on the chest, and so probably got the wind knocked out of him. But he is okay. PA has a 4th and 20. Frost is going to be back deep to receive if the Bruins elect a punt here. Any other time you would think they would go for it, but 4th and 20. Hard to get a first down against this defense in that situation. The big sack set up the 4th and 20, and they do punt it away, and it is not a good one. That is caught out of bounds by one of the offensive linemen for the Hornets. And where will they spot it? At around the 33-yard line. Cairo Terry making the catch over there on the sidelines.
It's still really good field position for the Hornets.
is.
I expect us to go out here and start passing the ball a little more, get Jordan comfortable. Not that he's uncomfortable, but just get the receivers and the quarterback on the same page unless, they come out the second half and they stop this run game.
Daniel Anderson will get the carries again on this drive. They send Jacoby Boone in motion and pitch to him. He's got a long way to turn it upfield and can't do so. He will be dropped for a 1-yard loss. PA was there for the stop that time. I believe it was one of the linebackers stepping up to hit him. It was Jackson Redmond.
And that's one of those just slow developing long plays that the Hornets, we have a couple of those counter runs where they fake it one way and come back. I expect a lot of that too from the Hornets.
2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Walker puts it in the air. Ratliff has the catch. He has the first down and more. Ratliff is taking tacklers with him inside the 45 down to the Bruins 43-yard line. What a run as that one goes for 23.
He turned maybe a 5-yard reception into a 23-yard reception. Good job by Jordan Walker catching the ball and getting it right out of his hands. And the first contact was 10 yards, a 10-yard line of scrimmage, first down, and then he carries them an extra 13 yards.
Linebacker Caden Nash with the tackle. 1st and 10, Hornets from the Bruin 42-yard line. Winding down the first quarter. Whoa. I think we had a false start against Bryant. Offensive line moved a little too quickly where the ball was snapped.
Snap infraction.
False start, offense number 3, the 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, something's wrong whenever the whole team moves but the center. Something didn't go right.
Limiting penalties is going to be the key for Bryant in this one and potentially next week if they get there early on. That we thought I'll go all the way back to the Salt Bowl. So many penalties when they played Benton. They end up scoring 52 points. Benton scores 42. What a game that was. And Benton is playing tonight in the 6A state semifinals. So we knew that was a good football team in week 1. Boone in motion, but the handoff is to Anderson. Anderson has running room. Tripped up at the 35. Oh, my goodness. He'll pick up 14 yards, and it's 2nd and 1 on the big play.
That was a good job by Anderson. You can see here in the camera work, Cairo Terry, he's already downfield. He followed 65 Matt Burke, and then he's also following Cairo Terry and Jacoby Boone. Good job by the Hornets offensive line and receivers to get downfield, give them additional blocking.
2nd and 1 for Bryant. I could see them taking a big shot here. Walker looks to pass, pumps once, now throws, and that's incomplete over to Austin on the far side of the field.
It looked like Jordan kind of he kind of hesitated to get that ball out of his hand, but good job, throwing it, getting it out of the pocket without giving up intentional grounding and throwing it to the receiver in the area.
Walker came into the game 108 of 180, 2,145 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Incredible senior season for Jordan Walker. 3rd and 1, need the first down now. Walker flushed out of the pocket, will have to run it, has the first down. Walker to the 25, to the 20, inside the red zone for the Hornets.
And I've said this all year. Walker's basically an additional running back, too. He's that dual threat capability. Good job by Daniel Anderson to be on the same page with Jordan as the first quarter concludes here. But just good job, being on the same page, getting downfield together.
The Hornets lead 14-0. They'll switch ends of the field, and it's Hornet football when we start the second. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Start of the second quarter from Hornet Stadium. Score to pass along to you. It's Bentonville and Conway tonight. 7-7 is the score there. And here's Bryant up 14-0 and looking to make it a 3-score game. They have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. Handoffs to Anderson. Anderson has a lane. Anderson to the 10, to the 5, to the house. Touchdown, Bryant Hornets, and they go up by 3 scores.
You got to give credit to this offensive line again. Chase Trimble, Cairo Terry, and Carter Ratliff, they all hold down. They block down their side of the line of scrimmage. They control the line of scrimmage, allowing Anderson to get into the end zone for 6 more points.
Carter Sims to hold, and the extra point from Jackson Cook. It is up, and it is good. 21-0 is now our score. Just had a break, so we'll keep it right here as Bryant is starting to run away with this one early tonight. It's been an impressive defensive showing from the Hornets, but we fully expected that. Don't know if we fully expected it to be 21-0 after the way Pulaski Academy threw the football around last time they were here. 48-29 was the score then. When you look at a few of these numbers, Bryant has now entered into the national top 25 rankings. Almost every organization now has Bryant as one of the top 25 high school programs in the nation, and most of that has been because they have the #1 defense in all of Arkansas. As they think about this for a second, Rex. They gave up 29 points to Pulaski Academy. They've given up only 27 in their 5 games that have followed that one.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You also got to talk about how we went in to War Memorial Stadium and played the #1 team in the state in Parkview.
That's right.
And only held them to 10.
And good special teams coverage. Well, PA probably getting a little frustrated here because they've not had any opportunity to return a kick yet. And when they finally do, they barely even make it to the 10-yard line.
Well, I was a little confused once he caught that ball. It kind of looked like he just quit going downfield. He saw so much blue coming at him, he kind of just stopped. Even if that's your problem, you still need to get as many yards, forward progress as you can get in a situation like that. But this Hornet defense has been hot, just like the offense. They're flying around the field, and just like they played against Cabot, only holding them to, 0 points?
That's right, 45-0.
Yeah, so, they're playing some really good ball.
Cobb, the quarterback. PA needs another player on the field. Only 10. They get the 11th man out there, and that's that wide receiver who was hurt earlier. So that's good to see. Hancock back out on the field. 1st and 10 from the 12. Here comes pressure from Nelson. They dump it off to the running back, and it is Walker who has some yardage on the play out near the 20.
The biggest problem with the defensive line right now is they're allowing the offensive linemen to get past them, slip through them, and, you know, create their screens. If you limit their screens, that's basically half of their production so far in this game.
Eric Park, one of the offensive linemen for the Bruins, injured on the play. He will go to the sidelines. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They say defense wins championships. Pulaski Academy, #1 offense in all of 7A, but that's just by only about a touchdown. And I don't mean a touchdown per game. I just mean they've scored 7 more points than Bryant has all season long. 2nd and 2. Cobb takes his time, looking to pass, even on 2nd and 2, and he throws. It's caught at the 29-yard line. Very quick grab. Max Conine makes the catch, and they move the chains.
You also got to think about how Bryant doesn't have to play their starters the second half most of the games they played this year, so there's no stat padding for the Hornets because they'll play their time and they'll conserve them for the next game, and some teams are different on stat padding than the Hornets are.
Yeah, that's true. 1st and 10 from the 29 now. And finally a handoff to their running back. That's going to be stuffed after only about a 2-yard gain as the Hornets are able to clog up the pile there. Charlie Katros on the carry. Picks up 2.
You'd love to see some of the younger guys that have played bigger roles this year and haven't gotten noticed, like Terrence Ellis. He's out there, you know, he's giving 110 each effort, but he gets shadowed because of Eli Hill and Matthew Nelson.
2nd and 8 from the 30 for Pulaski Academy. And it looks like Bryant's selling out. They're coming after him. He steps up and throws. Downfield incomplete. His intended target, Max Conine again. And it will be 3rd down now.
And this Bryant defensive line has just matured throughout the rest of the season. I mean, you go back to that last game, Brendan Cobb was just running all over the Hornets. They were torching the Hornets. Now you look at them, they're barely moving the football down the field because this Bryant defense is ready. You know, they're playing their ball, and they're using their leverage, controlling the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 8. Likely 4-down territory here. Got to stop them twice. Here comes the blitz again by Gavin Moman. He is taken down. Incomplete pass. Moman was held all the way to the quarterback. No call. And it's going to be 4th and 8 anyways.
If they give the Hornets this football back, it could be 21-0 with 10 minutes, if not 9 minutes. But they have done their little pooch punt a couple times.
Could be 28-0 quickly if they get the ball back.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think they're going to go for it this time, though. They do send Frost back. They're going to punt it. Yep. See if Frost has any sort of return from the 36-yard line. He will shake one would-be tackler. Bounces off of another Bruin. Good return from Jonathan Frost into Bruin territory inside the 40-yard line. And watch out here. We've got bodies everywhere. Referees have got to get everybody out of the way. And they do.
Good job by Bryant's coach in getting them out of the way, not causing any extracurricular out there. But one thing I want to touch on is Coach Clancy, the offensive line coach for the Hornets. He's just been so underrated this season. People underestimate this Bryant offensive line. At the beginning of the season, people were asking me questions, asking us questions. How's this offensive line going to be? And people are like, the Hornets aren't going to be good. They don't have an offensive line. And then now look at the offensive line. Number 2 offense in the state, and that's behind them. You got to give credit to Coach Clancy.
Absolutely you do. Check this out. Got to find a way to get Zachariah Curtis-Jones in the game, so Walker will work with a double-barrel shotgun here. He's got Thrash to his left, Zachariah Curtis-Jones to his right. They will give it to Myron Thrash, and they're ready for it. Nowhere to go for Myron Thrash. Jackson Redmond, one of the linebackers there for the stop, along with Drew James.
Good job by Cairo Terry there. Even though the play didn't go forward, good job by Cairo Terry. He put his defender into the dirt, put him on his back. They call it a pancake. That's what the offensive linemen call it. And, this offensive line, I know I keep sounding like a broken record here, but they've been doing their thing all season.
Let's see what they do now on 2nd and 13. Walker rolling out. And he will throw downfield, going up for it and making the catch at the 1 yard line is Kamari Austin.
What a beautiful throw by Jordan Walker. I mean, he's rolling out to the weak side here. This is a cross-body throw. And then Zachariah Curtis-Jones out there protecting him. He delivers a beautiful pass to Kamari Austin. Good job by him bringing in the catch, putting the Hornets in the red zone.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that one more time in a moment. I thought he might have been in. So Zachariah Curtis-Jones is the running back. Walker keeps it, looking for the rushing touchdown, and he's into the end zone for 6 more, and the Hornets lead 27-0.
You can see here the offensive line, they lose a little leverage, but Jordan Walker is patient. He gets through. That's another 6 points for the Hornets, and this is getting ugly fast.
It sure is, and for Jordan Walker, talked a lot about his passing numbers with 36 touchdowns through the air, but Walker has been pretty good on the ground as well. 6th rushing touchdown. Extra points good, and it's 28-0. Look at this one more time. Jordan Walker, a 1-yard touchdown run, but it was all set up by Kamari Austin catching it for 41. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. (28-0) Bryant on a Jordan Walker 1-yard touchdown run. It was just a 3-play drive, and Bryant kicking off again. PA should have a chance to return this one from the 7-yard line. Not much there, just barely makes it to the 15, and that's because of the tackling of Daryl Moore.
Daryl Moore and Cooper Billingsley, you're tied in. You know, we've touched on this. The offensive players get more tackles than the defense players on special teams, it looks like. But now this Hornets defense is back out there, and they're giving a lot more of these younger guys more reps in this game just because you don't know how much they might be able to play next game if the Hornets, secure the win today.
Whether it's been on kickoffs or just the defense pinning them backwards, PA has not had good starting field position tonight. Still need another player out on the field. Got that taken care of now.
It's the center, too.
Oh, well, yeah, you really need him.
Yeah.
Well, he was the one that was injured earlier.
Yeah.
So good to see him back. Both players that were injured for PA have come back to play. Cobb, here comes pressure from Nelson. He just gets it away to Walker, and he's met by Tristan Knox. No gain. They lose several on the play, and it's 2nd and long.
You also got to give credit there to defensive lineman Jayton Jones, number 90. He's getting double-teamed. He notices it. He breaks down. So did Tristan Knox, and they're there to make the tackle.
Wow. 6-yard loss. We'll call it 5 yards, and it's 2nd and 15. It's kind of quiet tonight all of a sudden. PA doesn't have anything to cheer for, and Bryant's enjoying a 4-touchdown lead. Cobb steps up. He'll have running room this time. Breaks for the sidelines and finds the boundary shy of the 20-yard line down at the 18. So that only goes for about 3 yards, and they're faced with a 3rd and long.
And that's, it just goes back to keeping him in the pocket. And right there, they did a good job at compressing him to the sideline, using it as leverage, as your friend, breaking him down. Now they still got 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 here. Or it looks like 3rd and 8,
Yep.
excuse me. And it's still a long down. Even if you don't get this 1st down, they might even play with their 4th down here. They might be that, in that predicament.
Might be desperate at this point. Nearing 8 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter. Cobb to throw, and he has his receiver shy of the 1st down. And the catch is made that time by William Swoboda, tackled by Terrium Jones.
And good job by him, not allowing any pass interference, giving them an automatic 1st down. But it's back to 4th down. And if they do trips to the right and send a guy in motion, that means they're going to punt, so watch out for that.
4th down and 3. They do have the 3 receivers to the right to send the man in motion. Now Frost is going to come up and point out some instructions. And maybe letting the play clock wind down here. Coach will take a timeout. Coach Lucas, the head coach for Pulaski Academy, takes a timeout with 7:20 to play in the second quarter. It's all Bryant tonight. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. It's 4th down and 3 for Pulaski Academy. The Bruins have just taken their first time out of the game. Bryant leading 28-0. Hear the cowbells on the home side. Familiar sound here at Hornet Stadium. Cobb to keep it and to run it. Will he get the first down? Yes, he's got plenty to the 30. And so they will move the chains just shy of the 30, actually, to the 29-yard line. All right, well, let's head back down to Matthew Anderson. So far in the first half, 28-0, all Hornets. Matthew?
The Hornets' run game has been insane this game so far. We have 4 touchdowns, and all of them have come from the running game. You have 2 Myron Thrash touchdowns, 1 Daniel Anderson touchdown, and 1 Jordan Walker touchdown. If the Hornets want to keep this leaping pace, they need to keep hitting those A-gaps, those B-gaps, and they need to keep this run game moving. Back to the booth.
Well, speaking of the run game, there goes Cobb for a big breakaway run. You knew he'd be due for one of those. He goes all the way down inside the Bryant 40 to the Bryant 38-yard line as he just got away for a huge run.
And that goes back, I know I've said it a couple times, containing the quarterback. Jayden Jones just runs a little too far downfield, and that just allows the gap to open. Then after that, there's a lot of area on the football field, a lot of green for him to keep running.
So 1st and 10 for Pulaski Academy, nearing 6.5 to play in the second quarter. They're looking for their first score. Cobb steps up, throws, has a receiver, catch is made. Greathouse inside the 15-yard line. Excuse me, that's William Swoboda, and he takes the tackler with him. They're inside the red zone. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 5.
And PA right now, they're being really smart offensively. They're playing a lot of matchups. That was a height advantage for PA, so they're giving him the football. He's half a helmet taller than the Bryant defender.
Swoboda gets it to 1st and goal. They pitch it on the end around to Culpepper. He does not get into the end zone, only gets a yard. Good stop there by the Hornet defense. Was it Nelson again?
Nelson again. Nelson and Hill are the 2 guys on the edge, and now Bryant's bringing in more of their bigger defensive linemen to fill the gap, fill all the space. This will be 4th down territory. They want to get 6 points here.
Charlie Cotros is the running back. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line for the quarterback, Brandon Cobb. Bryant leads 28-0. Snap back to Cobb on 2nd and goal. Looks to pass, throwing off his back foot. Goes to Cotros out of the backfield, and Jonathan Frost says, "Not today."
That was a good job by Jonathan Frost, because there was a pass interference because they blocked down on the Bryant defender here, creating enough space for him to be open, and Jonathan Frost just makes a great open field tackle, and he's playing a heck of a game right now.
It's 3rd down and goal from the 6. PA loses 2 yards on that play. And the fans standing for the Hornets. Going to have to stand 2 plays in a row here. Cobb to run it. Nowhere to go for Brandon Cobb as the Hornets are able to sniff out that run play. Bryant Davis this time.
Who else than Bryant Davis and Eli Hill? Look at Eli Hill right there. He forces Brandon Cobb to cut back inside, and then who's there? The linebackers. Bryant Davis makes another great open field tackle. This will be 4th down territory, and Hornets need to stop if they want to hit the sportsmanship rule before halftime.
It was 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, and now they're faced with 4th and goal from the 7. Look for Cobb to pass. Cotros is his running back as they go 4 wide. They've got it spread way out. Cobb might run it as well. Snaps back to him. He throws, and it is incomplete. Welch gets a hand on it. Turnover on downs. The Hornets will take over.
What a stand by the Hornet defense. Yeah, they allow a 40-yard run to Brandon Cobb, but then after that, they just dial it in. They play their type of football. Good job by Jaden Welch right there. He's able to disrupt the pass to the receiver. Now the Hornet offense is back out there with 4:30 left on the clock.
Plenty of time for this Hornet offense from their own 7-yard line. Got to get it out of their own end zone. And they'll lean on Zachariah Curtis Jones as they hand off to him. He falls down. Immediately met by Jackson Redmond, the junior linebacker, for a loss of a yard, and it's 2nd and 11.
Now this Hornet offense, the passing game, outside of that one 30, 40-yard passing, almost should have been a passing touchdown to Kamari Austin. You know, you got to develop a little more of a passing game in a situation like this.
We'll see if Jordan Walker can get it downfield. PA, I think, jumped off sides there. They sure did. Offsides.
The 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
That's one way to get the ball out of your own end zone.
Jackson Redmond, again, you know, he just made a good stop, and then he gives up a penalty like that. It's like you're just handing the Hornets yards.
2nd down and 6 for Bryant. Crowd has gotten quiet again here tonight after the 4th down stop a moment ago. All Hornets in the first half. Handoff goes on the ground to Zachariah Curtis Jones, and he will take it to the 14-yard line. I was looking over a few of these numbers earlier today, Rex, and when you talk about the running backs for the Hornets, we know it starts with Myron Thrash, 804 yards this year. Anderson, 693. Curtis Jones, the third-string running back, 430 rushing yards this year. If he could get 70 tonight, you'd have all 3 Hornets over 500 yards on the ground.
And they're pushing 2,000 yards on the ground.
Yep.
I mean, you got to throw Jordan Walker's rushing yards in there, too, and you might have 2,000.
Well, actually, with Walker, they're over 2,000.
Yeah.
Walker throws, and that will go incomplete. Jacoby Boone was streaking down the middle, but it will be 4th down, and Bryant sends the punt team on for the first time tonight.
It was a good job by Jordan Walker. I mean, he kind of threw it off his back foot. I think if he did and he threw it the right way, you know, stepped into it, he has a touchdown pass right there. But, you know, not everything's going to work out the way you want it to in a game this big. First time we're seeing the punt team, like you said.
Grayson King to punt. Nobody back for PA. This has a chance to go a long way. It takes a great bounce. With nobody back, it's going to bounce all the way inside the 35-yard line down to the 34. Good punt from Grayson King.
He totally flipped the field there for the Hornets, and now they got 3 minutes to get a stop, get this football back, and potentially score. And the Hornets get the ball out of halftime, too. You got to put that in consideration if you're PA.
Not the best with quick math, but I think that's a 52-yarder.
I'll take your word for it.
So PA has the football, 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Bryant not able to do much there after making the stop. They give it back to the Bruins. 28-0 our score, 3:03 to play until the break. We'll get you another scoring update in a moment on Conway and Bentonville. Cobb slings it downfield. Could be an interception. It is. What an amazing grab by the Hornets. Matthew Ferguson just found the football, and it's a turnover.
It's getting loud here in Orange Stadium. You can see Matthew, he just, you know, he doesn't disrupt the player from the football. He goes after the football. It was thrown a little long, but he was still to break down on it. You know, you got to give Matthew Ferguson all the credit for that.
Love all the camera angles tonight. Guys are doing a good job. In our final full broadcast of the 2024 season, we'll bring you an audio-only version of the state championship if this holds. Pass to Austin, and Kamari Austin turns it upfield to the 36 and picks up 5.
This is how you get Jordan into the groove of everything. Those short,
Yes.
you know, find the space, comeback routes, he gets it to him quick. And it's cold. He's going to throw it hard. It's going to hurt those receivers, but, you know, first downs are worth it.
2.5 to play. Back to Austin. Got to shake his defender, can't do so. And the Hornets will lose the yards they just got on first down. It brings up 3rd and 10.
I think if the Hornets get it back within 2 yards, they'll go for it just based off how the run game's been working so far. But I wouldn't be mad if the Hornets took a shot here, too.
Well, of course, a touchdown here would make it 35-0. That sportsmanship rule that you were talking about would have the clock running in the second half. Try to pick up a little bit here. Anderson, he's got more than a little bit. I believe he's out of bounds around the 40. And that is a situation where, Rex, this is 4-down territory. They were just trying to get something. He got quite a bit, and it's 4th and 1. Very manageable now.
Yeah, good job following your all-state tackle, Cairo Terry, to get downfield. The thing is, though, the Hornet defense has been playing so good, it's okay to go for it here.
Myron Thrash is the running back. They try to draw PA offsides. They don't jump this time. Hopefully Thrash can get 1 yard if they go to him. And Bryant takes a timeout. 4th and 1, the Hornets use their first timeout. We'll see what Jordan Walker and the offense have in store on 4th and 1 when we come back. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Scoring update from the other 7A state semifinal. It's Bentonville leading Conway 13-7. Grayson King is on the field. It appears for now Bryant is going to punt on 4th and 1. You don't want to risk not getting it. PA could score in one play. You could have a 28-7 game. Instead, you punt it away, pin them deep, let your defense do their job one more time. Nobody back again for PA. King's got the kicking game going. That will be down inside the 30. Down to the 27-yard line. That also takes a few seconds off the clock. We're down to 1:52 remaining in the first half.
It's like I said before we punted the football. This Hornet defense has been playing so good. I kind of wish the Hornets went for it there, trusting your offense. But you also, I feel like these offense coordinators are trusting the defense right now. And the defense has played this good under their first year defensive coordinator, Coach Johnson. And, I mean, it's been one of the best defenses I've seen in a while here, Bryant.
Two sides have been trading possessions as of late, though. Just a one-play drive a moment ago for PA. Matthew Ferguson had an interception. And then Bryant goes 3 and out, gives it back to the Bruins. 1st and 10 from the 27. Cobb to throw. And that ball is incomplete. Caught but out of bounds. Pretty good effort from William Swoboda. It'll be 2nd and 10.
When he first threw it, I thought Terrion Jones was going to get himself an interception there.
Thought so, too.
Not everything pans out, like we said a little bit earlier on. But this defensive line, if they can get a little pressure on the rollout like that, force the quarterback to mess up and make a mistake, it could be another turnover here, and the Hornets could get a football and get another chance.
Yeah, they might. Clock is stopped. 1:44 to go. Wonder if PA might run the football. Nope. Cobb has some time. Now it breaks down on him, and Malachi McDonald gets to him and sacks him. Ryan Horn also there.
It goes back to the contain. They contain the quarterback long enough that they're able to break downfield. Good job by Malachi McDonald ripping through. Ryan Horn ripping through. And Eli Hill, he's taking on two PA players at once, and he's got to get through both of them, which allows the defensive line, to have more time to get to the quarterback.
I would think the Hornets would take a timeout after this play. They're letting the clock run now. I believe they have taken a timeout. They let about 15 seconds go off the clock. We'll keep it right here for this one. 1:08 to play until halftime. And at 28-0, you're faced with a 3rd and 16. Bryant has one timeout left, so I wonder if they would let the clock run after this play or go ahead and use that final timeout. I feel like they'd probably go ahead and use the final timeout. Force PA to punt the football, but we got to wait and see what happens on the 3rd down play first.
I feel like they would, but then at the same time, you don't want to have to punt the football back and then just draining this last minute into 5 minutes, and that can, just make everybody impatient.
While we have a moment, our crew tonight, again, we've rotated out throughout the year in our sports production class, but we've also had a lot of mainstays, and most of y'all are here tonight of those that have been here all season long. You, of course, Rex, 3 seasons long.
Yeah.
You just keep coming back. Jacob Bratton's been our technical director throughout the year. Caden Key's been on replay most of the season. Gerard Barber's been out there on camera just about every game. Justin Reynolds, say the same about him. And Blake Scoggins has been around quite a bit, and even Matthew Anderson. So that's our crew tonight. Appreciate you guys being out here on a cold Friday night after Thanksgiving. Here we go, 3rd and 16. Cobb to throw. He'll step up. We've got a flag. I believe that's a hold. They are able to get the pass out. Eli Hill, a hard hit as he knocks over Walden Culpepper. Let's see what the penalty's all about. Our referee just about to call it. Yep, it's going to bring that way back. Well, last week we had a 4th and 40, you might remember.
Or as you like to say, a 4th and a country mile.
Yeah, it was a country mile. We're not going to quite have that here. PA could not have 4th and 40. They would be in the end zone. But this is 3rd and 26 coming up, I believe.
The penalty occurred under 2 minutes of play. Bryant has chosen to start the clock on the snap.
The referee telling us Bryant's chosen to start the clock on the snap here. So the clock is stopped because of the penalty. Board's still showing 3rd and 16, but it's longer than that. 3rd and 26. They give it on the ground. They pitch to the reverse man, and that is Culpepper with running room, not a lot. Gavin Molman brings him down at the 20. So only about a 9-yard gain, and Bryant takes their final timeout. 49 seconds to play, and it is 4th down coming up. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. (28-0) Bryant. This has never been in doubt in the first half for Coach Quad Sanders in his 2nd season leading the Hornets, longtime defensive coordinator under head coach Buck James, and was there for those 5 state championships. Here we are, 4th and 18, and PA is going to have to punt the football away. It's blocked! It is blocked, and the Hornets are going to have phenomenal field position. They'll be inside the red zone.
Brian Davis, you can see here in the replay, Brian Davis, he's been playing electric tonight. Him, Eli Hill, and Jonathan Frost are just playing their minds out. Good job by Byron Allen, too. He's pushing the offensive player back, creating a little disruption, and then Brian Davis comes in, blocks it, gives the Hornets really good field position to go out here and get the sportsmanship rule in effect.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. They have no timeouts, 44 seconds to work with. Myron Thrash will be the running back. Walker, hands off to Myron Thrash. He is tripped up at the 15-yard line, a 2-yard gain. And the clock is running. They have to hurry. 2nd and 8. Walker gets everybody in place down to 30 seconds, and he'll spike the football there, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. We got a flag, though. I don't know if they're going to call a penalty against Bryant. We'll see what it is here.
False start, offense number 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay 2nd down. The clock will start.
That's not on the Hornets. I think that's on the referee because, I mean, he had to move the whole offensive line back extra yard to get it correct. I mean, that's on them. Can't really blame an offense for that.
Caleb Tucker comes back into the game for Jacoby Boone. And I would think this is still a decent spot where Walker can easily throw to the end zone. We'll just take a couple shots that direction. See what they do. 2nd and 13. They fake to Thrash. Walker steps up, throws, incomplete. A Pulaski Academy player is the one that fell down. Caleb Kelly. Intended target was Tucker, and it's now 3rd down.
I agree with the no call there. I agree with it. I mean, yeah, he slipped and fell down, but there wasn't enough, extracurricular activities going on to give a flag. But now the Hornets, they have 11 seconds to get 10 yards for a first down, but then on top of that, they have an extra 7, 8 yards just to get into the end zone
Right.
alone. So you have to take a shot on this 3rd and 4th down.
Yep. Yeah, you can't really afford to get tackled inbounds at this point. So the clock's actually at 10 seconds remaining. Walker, protected by Thrash, will step up and throw to the back of the end zone, and it was knocked away last second. We've seen Caleb Tucker make that catch so many times this year. Couldn't do it. 3 seconds to play. They'll have one more shot on 4th down. They're going to take the 3, it looks like.
I like the aggressiveness. I thought Caleb Tucker was going to come up with that. He didn't really work back to the ball, and I mean, there's not much you can do there without it being offense pass interference. But Grayson King's out here to get the Hornets 3 points, hopefully.
So a 37-yard attempt from Grayson King. 37 yards from Grayson King. Plenty of leg. Oh, it goes off the upright, and he missed it.
We've reached half. Bryant 28, Pulaski Academy.
They
0.
cannot get the 3 at the end of the first half. Really about the only miscue from the Hornets. But that does bring us to halftime. Bryant 28, Pulaski Academy nothing. Take about a 20-minute break. Let our camera operators warm up, and we'll be back for the second half after this. Hope you enjoyed a look back at the replays from the first half. At halftime at Hornet Stadium, it's Bryant 28, Pulaski Academy nothing. It's been all Hornets in the 7A state semifinals. A trip to War Memorial, and the state championship is on the line. At last check, Bentonville was leading Conway 20-14. We'll keep you up to date on that one throughout the second half as well. Bryant has the football when we start the second half here in about 12 minutes. So stay with us, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Welcome back to Hornet Stadium. Michael Westbrook along with Rex Carlton. We'll go down to the sidelines to Matthew Anderson in just a moment. At halftime, it's Bryant 28, Pulaski Academy nothing. All Hornets in the first half. Probably could have been a little bit more, Rex. They don't get the 7 before the first half. They try for the field goal, don't get that either. But still, this is a dominating performance in the first half. You're in the state semifinals. You're leading a team that's 10-2. You've shut them out in the first half. You've scored 4 touchdowns. You're in a good spot if you're Bryant.
I definitely didn't expect this out of the Hornets. I mean, 28-0 could have been 31. You doink an extra point. Nothing wrong with that. But the Hornets, they've been powerful this whole game. I think they'll continue this dominance through the next half.
With the players running to the sidelines, let's head down to Matthew Anderson. He has a deeper look at some of those first half numbers from the defense.
Yes, it has been impressive, but the numbers are even more impressive. PA has only had 3 first downs today. Bryant has forced 2 turnovers, one of them being a Jaden Welch fumble recovery and the other being a Matthew Ferguson interception. PA has punted 3 times, and Bryant blocked one of those punts. The Hornet defense is really out here proving to PA that, hey guys, we can do this too. Like 28-0 in the first half, that's crazy. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Matthew. And if you didn't notice there, he's got his headset on. He's running camera tonight as well while doing sideline reporting duty. So that's fun to see. We're trying to make the broadcast, a little bit bigger deal each week. We'll leave the window shut, I think, the rest of the
And I'm
game
definitely
here.
fine with that.
Well, the window up here, it doesn't want to open very easily and doesn't want to close very easily either. So we'll leave it kind of halfway opened here. Here's the other thing about this situation. Bryant gets the football to start the second half. Jonathan Frost, the return man. Remember, PA won the toss, elected to take the football to start the game, and they promptly went 4 and out as they tried to go for it. Now, here's the thing. Frost, the return man, I don't think he's going to get much of a look at it because we know that PA wants to try the onside kick the entire night, and so Landon O'Donnell is the kicker, and he's already got the football flat, knowing that an onside kick is coming here. Oh, they run it the other direction, and it's the other kicker. Kamari Austin will fall on the football back inside the 35-yard line. So Bryant does recover the onside kick, and that's the other thing where they were very successful against PA the first time around. Even though PA scored a lot, Bryant was able to successfully recover every onside kick, and that made a big difference too.
Yeah, you throw the hands team out there, and their job is just to secure that football. That's what they did all last time we played PA, and they're 1 of 1 tonight. Kind of feel like he could have let that gone, and it might have rolled out and given them a little bit better field position, but it starts out really good for the Hornets.
1st and 10 from the 35 for the Hornets. Walker throws, knocked down. Batted down by one of the defensive linemen for PA, and it's 2nd and 10.
He kind of took a hit, and he just got up like he ate it. I mean, he just stood right back up. Was already looking at the coach's next play. I like what the Hornets are doing, though. You're slowing it down. You get 1 score, then you're in the sportsmanship rule, and you can go off of that.
Just need a touchdown to get the clock running in the second half, go up 35. Pass to Jacoby Boone. Boone has some running room over the 40 and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Jacoby Boone makes a catch in the playoffs here, and it's 3rd and short.
42-yard line.
I think if the Hornets get 2-3 yards and give them the 4th down, they'll go for it just based off where they're at, but you don't want to give PA any hope.
Absolutely right. 3rd down and 3 from their own 42-yard line. Myron Thrash, contact, and he falls at the line of scrimmage. No gain. In fact, lost about a half a yard, and Bryant is going to send the special teams on to start the 3rd quarter.
And this PA defense, they've been playing a lot better since, honestly, the 2nd quarter.
Yes.
They gave up maybe a touchdown or 2, but even at that, they're just playing really good football. They're playing as one team, and going into the second half, they can be iffy for the Hornet offense.
High punt from Grayson King. We'll see what kind of bounce it gets. A good one inside the 20-yard line, down to the 19. A 39-yard punt with no return from Grayson King.
This dominant Hornet defense, like Matthew Anderson, our sideline reporter said, dominant defense. Two turnovers already this game. I think the Hornets get a 3rd one here.
I think they
I
could
really
too.
do.
You know that PA is going to be passing the football down 4 touchdowns. It's what they would do anyways, even if they weren't down 4 touchdowns. And so Bryant on defense. PA has it first down and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Brandon Cobb with time, now hit as he throws, and it goes incomplete. He was trying to catch Walden Culpepper on the run, but he wasn't there for it, and it's 2nd and 10.
He's trying to get it to him, but he kind of sidearmed through it. So, if you throw it sidearm and you're not used to throwing it that way, it can be inaccurate, just like you saw right there. But it's 2nd down, and they really need to get something going offensively.
Bryant fans are still here, but it is quiet on a cold night. Everybody's bundled up. 2nd and 10, quarterback bobbles the snap. Cobb will fall back on it at the 10-yard line and lose 8 yards. They're going backwards, and PA's faced with a 3rd and long.
3rd and long, this is exactly what you want the Hornets to do. And good job by Eli Hill watching the football, seeing it come out of the quarterback's hands, and then just ripping right through to go get him, make sure he was marked down. But like you say, it's 3rd and almost a country mile here.
Almost.
They're borderline at least.
The board's showing 3rd and 15. I would say that's more like 3rd and at least 17. 3rd and long. Cobb with time. Now it breaks down on him. He steps up. The ball comes loose. The football is loose. I believe PA was already down just outside the 10-yard line, but it's still going to be 4th and long. We'll get a chance to see it again.
Malachi McDonald, Byron Allen, Eli Hill all on him, and that's a fumble.
Oh, that was a fumble.
That's a fumble.
Oh, my goodness. Referees missed that one. Good look at it from our camera operators. Good job tonight, guys. It's 4th and long. PA catches a little bit of a break. They're going to punt it. That was clearly a fumble. They will drop back and pass. How about that? 4th and 18. Cobb in trouble. Cobb sacked! Eli Hill is out there, and Gavin Moman, the dynamic duo, look at it again.
Good job by Matthew Nelson, also creating a little disruption. Big number 99, Malachi McDonald, then he just bear hugged him.
Eli Hill grabs his own man to make sure that he tackles him.
And Gavin Moman, you got to give him credit too.
Yes.
And the Hornets, they're not taking their foot off the gas. They're right back down here. They're looking to score and get this sportsmanship rule in effect.
That was better than a fumble recovery. 1st and goal from the 4. Walker keeps it. Walker is into the end zone. Jordan Walker, another rushing touchdown. And Bryant has broken this one open early 3rd quarter.
You see here in the replay, good read by Jordan Walker. He fakes the handoff to Anderson, lets the linebackers, kind of come down, look for Anderson, and he's able to make the right read and get into the end zone. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, and each snap is just looking more promising for the Hornets to get back to the state championship.
Let the clock roll here in a moment as the extra point is good. 35-0, all Hornets. And we'll be back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Grayson King will kick off for the Bryant Hornets. Jordan Walker, a 4-yard touchdown run after the big sack on 4th down. Set up the offense in prime position. They waste no time. They score again. It's 35-0. The sportsmanship rule in effect now, and so for the Hornets, the clock is going to roll here in the second half now that they're up by 35. Great special teams coverage yet again. They do not allow PA to get out to the 20, not even to the 15. Well, the man fumbled the football too, but they were right there.
Matthew Nelson, Daniel Anderson, Zachariah Curtis-Jones, Cooper Billingsley, all those guys were in there to help make that tackle. And you got to feel bad for PA. I mean, nothing's really just going for them right now. They haven't had a solid field position to start this game on any drive, really, and it's kind of due to themselves.
A lot of people have said Bryant would cruise to a state championship game. I wasn't willing to say it. Now it sure feels that way. Cobb looking to run. Ryan Horn chases him down. A few other Bryant Hornets get there as well, including Daryl Moore, but it is a 10-yard gain, 1st and 10.
Ryan Horn and Daryl Moore leading the way for the Hornet defense.
Again, the clock will continue to roll, and so this 8:40 in the third is going to go quickly. Cobb throws, has his man, catch and run out to the 39-yard line for Walden Culpepper. They pick up 15 right there, and on 2 big plays, PA marching down the field, 10 yards and then 14 yards.
It's looking a little more promising play-by-play for PA. I mean, they're going back to what they did against us the first matchup.
Wasting very little time. Cobb, high snap. Here's some pressure, dumps it off to his running back. Kotros makes the catch. And Kotros is down at the 43-yard line, a 4-yard catch and run. Matthew Nelson with the tackle.
You got to give credit to Matthew Ferguson there, too. Both of those guys have been playing great ball today. I mean, go back to Matthew Ferguson, he had an interception. But if you're the Hornets secondary and linebackers, you got to watch for those little slant routes across the middle that Carter Ratliff really likes to run.
PA had only 3 first downs in the entire first half. They've got 2 on this drive already. Another high snap. They pitch to Kotros on the end around. Has a lead blocker, and Kotros will take the hit. Tristan Knox in on the tackle, and Gavin Moman, a yard shy of the first down sticks. It's 3rd and 1.
That's also honestly a good job. There's a player down for PA on that side of the field, but it was a really good job by the Hornets running with the play, not breaking downfield, allowing more gaps open. If you just run with the play, it'll limit the gaps and keep everybody together.
We'll take a quick break right here. 7:18 to play in the third. Bryant 35, Pulaski Academy nothing. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Welcome back to Hornet Stadium. 7:18 to play in the third. The injured player is up. Let's head down to the sidelines. Matthew Anderson has an update on the other 7A game and Bryant's potential opponent in the state championship. Matthew?
Bentonville and Conway are playing today at Bentonville. As of the first half, Bentonville is leading 20-14. If Bentonville wins, they'll move on to play the winner of tonight.
All right, thank you, Matthew. Dropped out just a little bit there. We'll try to get back to you. As play resumes, it's William Swoboda with a catch to move the chains for PA. Goes out of bounds. That's not going to stop the clock, however, because Bryant leads 35-0, and the sportsmanship rule is in effect, but PA's moving quickly. 1st and 10 from the Bryant 43-yard line. It's their longest drive of the game. This is their 6th play. 6th play of the drive for the Bruins. And that is completed. Another pass catch made by Swoboda inside the 30. Hit in the backfield. Brandon Cobb took a hit as he released that football.
It just goes back to what I'm saying. Those Carter Ratliff type of routes where he just kind of runs across the middle. They're there for PA right now. Bryant's got to limit those as quick as they can.
Just outside the red zone. They've got 3 receivers to the right side. Cobb looking that way, now takes off and runs for it. Nothing there for Cobb. Gavin Moman chases him down.
The 4-star linebacker for the Hornets, Gavin Moman. I mean, he's just playing lights out. He's breaking down, taking great angles to the quarterback. You can see Brandon Cobb, he steps up, but then who else is there? Gavin Moman, not allowing him to get downfield.
Strong tackle by Moman, no gain, 2nd and 10. As the field gets a little bit shorter here, this is where Bryant has been really good all season long on defense. The times when teams have even made it this far against them. 2nd and 10. They hand it off on the ground. Walker pushed out of bounds. Not a whole lot there. He was sent out of bounds by Moman and Matthew Nelson. And so just not a whole lot of running room for Javion Walker, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
The IQ, everybody on defense, their IQ, their knowledge of the game is really good. The way they just take angles to get the tackle is just a lot better. Frost and Moman are two of the best players on Bryant's defense that are really good at just taking the right angles to get the tackle or the sack.
3rd down and 10 for Pulaski Academy. Cobb to the end zone. Incomplete. There's the flag. Pass interference about to be called on Aaron Austin. And so PA is going to have a 1st down. You kind of hear the groans from the crowd on that one. Just held on last minute. Held on to the jersey, and you could see it.
Pass interference, defense number 20. After this is the goal, results in the 1st down.
So just when Bryant was starting to stop him, the last 2 plays had gone for no gain. Our officials have yet to mark off the football here. Should be inside the 10-yard line. Well, line of scrimmage was the 24. 15 yards takes you to the 9, everybody. Okay, or the 11, or the 12. They did say half the distance, didn't they?
They did.
Okay, so there's your 12-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from the 12. Cobb has Walker in the backfield with him. Plenty of options right now, and they do give to Walker. Bryant is ready for it. They stop it. It is Jones again. No gain. Jones on the stop.
Got a score update for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Bentonville is up 2 touchdowns now.
Wow, okay.
Over Conway with 8:55 left in the 3rd quarter.
2nd down and 10 from the 12-yard line. They can get a 1st down without getting in the end zone. Cobb throws up for grabs, incomplete.
Incomplete.
It was Welch over there who went up for it, and Welch has already had a fantastic game today. Just couldn't quite come down with that one.
And good job by Welch not dropping back too far to where he gives leverage of the football, allowing the offensive player to go up and get a catch. He just stayed in his ground. He stayed in front of the offensive player, which allows him to either get an interception or an incomplete pass, which is what just happened.
3rd down and 10, still 35-0 Bryant. 3rd quarter running away here. Cobb throws, incomplete, and no hands on the intended target that time, which was Connor Caldron. Good coverage by Jones, and it's 4th down.
And the last time the Hornets played PA, when they got inside the 10, inside the 15 to 20, they were just electric. I mean, they were running their plays to perfection that game. And so far this game, it doesn't look the same. They don't look like the same team that we played, and it might have been because they went up to Fayetteville, beat them. They had their head on the top of the totem pole, and now they got to come back down to reality.
So it's 4th down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Can Bryant get a turnover on downs here? Cobb under pressure. He's going to throw it into the air, and it is incomplete. Good pressure in the backfield by the Hornets, Gavin Moman, and it's another turnover on downs.
Gavin Moman, this whole drive has just been Gavin Moman, taking the right angles to get the tackles right there. He just gets in Brandon Cobb's face and allows him to throw a bad football off his back foot. This Hornet offense is back out on the field, and I think they're wanting to put this game away on one drive.
Yeah, well, I think in some ways they put it away at the start of the 3rd, going up 35-0, but one more I think would be the nail in the coffin. 35-0 Bryant, 2:57 to play in the 3rd. Walker having to run. He's in trouble. Will lose 4 yards. A big loss. A good tackle by PA that time. Going back to Bentonville-Conway for just a second. Bentonville with a 2-touchdown lead. That's the team that knocked the Hornets out of the playoffs last year here at home in the state semifinals and ended Bryant's championship run. Could be ready for another matchup next week.
I know this team wants to play them over Conway.
That would be fun. Handoff on the ground with not a lot of running room that time for Daniel Anderson. He is only able to make it to the 10-yard line, so Bryant is faced with a 3rd and long.
I think the turf monster got him in the backfield. I think he slipped or even, caught his toe on the turf. Now the Hornets got to take a shot, and this is not 4th down territory. They will punt this ball if they have to.
Yeah, and the clock's going to run no matter what, even if it's an incomplete pass, so see if you can get something downfield. This might be the one chance where they go to Ratliff. I don't know. Taking their time, that's for sure. You might as well run the play clock down. And now everybody's about ready to go. 3rd and 12 for the Hornets. They send Austin in motion. Walker looking in the end zone, has to throw it, trying to get it to Ratliff, and it was a little bit behind him, incomplete.
It's the right idea. Carter Ratliff was open right across the middle of the field. Just the offensive line didn't do their job that way. You know, you get beat inside, and you got to recover, and that allows Jordan Walker to have to try to roll out, but you don't want to give up a safety. So good job by Jordan Walker, you know, trying to extend the play the best he can in that position.
You know, of all the things that PA does on offense and special teams to try to gain an advantage, I'm kind of shocked they don't put a player back. Why wouldn't you want to try to return one every once in a while? Not had any success blocking punts tonight. And they're not really making much effort. You can see not everybody's out there to block or to go after it. They do try to go after that one. It doesn't work. King gets away another good one, takes another amazing roll, and it is down to the Bruin 40-yard line. That's a 50-yard punt from King. Can't do much better than that.
Not at all. And I agree with you. I don't know why they don't put somebody back there, because even if they do catch it, they could get to the 30-yard line, and that'd be their best field position of the night.
Exactly.
But now
get 10 or 15 yards.
Yeah.
But either way, they don't do it. So PA has it 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. They trail 35-0. They're going to get maybe 1 or 2 plays before the end of the quarter. They do stop the clock on change of possessions. So it stopped right now, and it will roll again. Cobb throws, has Walker out in the left flat, and there's a hold with a flag down. This play is coming back. William Swoboda is asking for an explanation from the referee. We're about to get it over the intercom system here. You saw it up here, Rex.
Oh yeah, it was a clean hold. I don't know
saw
what. Yeah, I don't know what he's asking for. I mean, you can't hold on to the dude while he's running past the play.
Holding offense, number 8, 10-yard penalty for the Sparta foul. Replay first down.
It's a good call.
Yep. 1st and 20 coming up. Swoboda not happy with it. Not going to quite be a 10-yard mark off. It was a little above the line of scrimmage, so 1st and 18. Cobb to throw, and that one's juggled around a bit. Incomplete. Incomplete pass. Good effort from Mason Greathouse. Couldn't come up with it. 2nd and 18.
Just looks like they're not all there. They're not all on the same page right now. And I get you're playing the #1 defense in the state. If not, you know, it could be one of the best defenses nationally. You know, I might be stepping out of my shoes here, but this Bryant defense, they've been playing really good. But even at that PA, they just had to have something go right, and it's not been working.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Bryant 35, Pulaski Academy nothing. Your Bryant Hornets are 12 minutes away from a return to War Memorial Stadium for the 7A state championship. Got to finish the final 12, and we'll do that when we come back. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. The start of the 4th quarter in the state semifinals. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Michael Westbrook, along with Rex Carlton, Matthew Anderson on the sidelines. Jacob Bratton is our technical director. Pass complete, and need to make a tackle. Bryant does. Pickup of about 8 yards there. We'll call it 7 now, and it's 3rd and 11 for Pulaski Academy.
You know what I love about the Bryant fan base here?
They're still here?
That, but they also yelled out screen.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it's
help.
like they're a part of the team. They're on the sideline, and that, I mean, having a community like that that comes to the games is really nice for this team.
Yeah, the fans that showed up early have not left. Still very crowded on the home side. And it's 3rd and 11. That's going to be shy of the first down marker despite the completion to Max Conine, and it's 4th down.
It's a big down. I mean, if the Hornets get this football, they have a chance to make it 42-0. But if they get the first down, they're still driving down the field.
So 4th down and 4. Cobb throws a bullet, and it is caught. What a grab. Swoboda down at the 35-yard line in Bryant territory. He made a great catch there.
Not much you can do as a Bryant defender. I mean, he tried, and that's all that matters. But it was just a really good catch, really good communication between the quarterback and the receiver to go up there and get that. But now that's free. It's a new set of downs. Bryant defense got to dial it back in.
1st and 10 from the Bryant 35-yard line. Cobb airs it out again downfield, and that's incomplete. Matthew Glover on the coverage. Swoboda the intended target.
It's good to see Matthew Glover back. I mean, he's been back all season, but his sophomore year, he didn't get to play due to injuries. He came back for the Conway game his junior year, and now he's back to full health, and it's nice having so much depth on this defense and offensively. That's what makes Bryant one of the top teams or the best team in the state.
Yeah, they've just got so many guys that end up making plays each and every night. 2nd and 10 now. We're 2 minutes gone by in the 4th quarter. And Cobb's going to throw. Good catch at the 15 to the 5, out of bounds. Out of bounds, did not get into the end zone, out at the 3-yard line. Really good catch and run from Chase Hancock.
And this is the PA I was expecting at the start of this game, finding the receivers, making the right throws, the right reads, everything like that. And, it was a really good throw, really good catch. But now that they're pushing the end zone here, how are they going to respond? Because early on this game, or pretty much this whole game, they haven't been able to do anything in the red zone.
No, they have not been able to, but they're close now. 1st and goal from the 4. Cobb with an empty backfield. Cobb with time, throws. That's incomplete. Intended target was Hancock. Frost on the coverage. PA wants a penalty. It's not there, and it's 2nd and goal.
I don't really do this much, but I agree with PA.
He was holding on to him a little bit.
There was a little hold, but, it's late. The refs, it's cold out there. The refs, I think they're about ready to, pack it up. And there's only 8:50 left till Bryant's back to state championship.
Clock rolling. PA taking their time here. They're going to have the running back, Javion Walker, in the backfield. Now look for him to be a target that they could pass to. Cobb might run it himself as well. And goes in motion. It is Cobb who's going to try to keep it, and he is able to get into the end zone. Cobb dives into the end zone, puts the Bruins on the board for the first time tonight. It's 35-6.
It was a good job by PA there, Brandon Cobb. He's just rolling out. Good job by Moman kind of coming down and breaking down the play, but then it just allows a gap. When you come down too far on the field like that, you break down too far past the line of scrimmage, it can allow those bigger gaps to open like he did right there.
So an extra point coming. 35-6 our score. That was a long drive from PA as well. And the extra point is good. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Pulaski Academy gets on the board. It's a touchdown run from their quarterback, Brandon Cobb, with 8:26 to play in the 4th quarter. Bryant 35, Pulaski Academy 7. And Rex, you have an update on our other 7A game.
Bentonville's still up 27-14 over Conway with 5:20 left in the 3rd quarter, So they still got a whole other quarter to play, so there's a lot more football in that game.
Cobb, by the way, 48 passing touchdowns, 14 rushing touchdowns.
Gosh.
Make it 15 rushing touchdowns after that one tonight. goodness. That's impressive.
And it's their first year in 7A, so,
Yep.
I mean, next year they'll be just as good.
He's a senior, though, so he does graduate. Okay, so you got two potential kickers here for Pulaski Academy. Landon O'Donnell is one, and then the other potential kicker is Camp Caldwell. And you just don't know who's going to kick the football. A little trickeration. They do kick it, and Bryant comes up with it at about the 45-yard line. So it's Carter Ratliff who comes down with it. What you
Conway
got?
just scores. So
Wow.
It's 27-20 right now.
Okay, well, and I know that the TVs, the phones, the computers, laptops, they'll be on everywhere here at Hornet Stadium. I know last week after Bryant won 45-0 over Cabot, they were watching a couple of the other 7A games in the field house even. So sure are glad you've been with us tonight and all season long. We've only got about 8 minutes to go with you, and then we'll bring you an audio-only broadcast of the state championship game. Zachariah Curtis Jones on the carry. Rex, you like to sit in the stands when Bryant gets to a state championship game. You did that 2 years ago as a sophomore. Didn't get the chance last year as the season ended in the semis, and so you've already told me that's the plan at this point. You want to sit in the stands, and I don't blame you for that one bit. Your senior year, you get to be at War Memorial for a state championship 2 of your 3 years in high school. That's going to be a lot of fun, I know. Here goes Zachariah Curtis Jones. We were trying to get him to 70 yards tonight to push all 5 running backs over 500. Big chunk of yardage there, and they'll put Myron Thrash in now.
I got to give a little shout-out here. You know, it's my 3rd year, senior year. I got to give a shout-out to my mom. She's watched every single game I've commentated. So, you know, you got to give my mom a little credit. Mom, I know she's watching, so love you, Mom. And Dad's here tonight at the stands, so, you know, that's a little cool.
Yeah, you know, I didn't get to know him too well. I know your dad came to a lot of the games, and every once in a while I would try to tell him, hey, I was going to – here comes a big play. Hold on a second. Boone wrapped up there. But that's awesome that they have that they've watched and supported you. And I don't know. We're going to figure out a way, Rex. Maybe we can bring you back in for a few games next year. I'm going to say it again, as I said last week. Our program always needs more money. If you want to sponsor, if you want to pay Rex next year, I think we should do that. Here's Daniel Anderson. He just barrels over a man inside the 15-yard line, down to the 13. That goes for 16 yards. Bryant's cruising here. They want one more.
I mean, that was a bad man on a run right there. You can see here in this camera angle, he just lowers his head and he tries to run right through that PA defender.
And Ratliff with a good block, as I saw in the replay. First down and 10 for the Hornets from the 13. Curtis Jones, the running back, dance around for a couple of yards, and it's second down.
I mean, now, I've said this a lot. I know some people might not know it as much as I do, but Bryant's offense is just like the Tennessee Volunteers offense on the football field. They will run the pedal to the metal all the way down the field. Once they get inside their 20, they'll slow it down and control the pace.
Second down and 8 from the 11-yard line. The give to Zachariah Curtis Jones, to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone, and Bryant has closed the door tonight on Pulaski Academy. They're 6 minutes away from a state championship appearance.
And that was a good run by Zachariah Curtis Jones. You got to give credit to big number 65, Matt Burke, on the pull right there, and good job sealing the edge. He blocked 2 guys just to give Zachariah Curtis Jones enough to get into the end zone for the Hornets.
Look at this. As Rex just said, the blockers were there.
He threw one down, too.
Wow.
The point is no good.
Extra point was missed there. And so 41-7 is our score with 5:52 to play in the fourth. We're back in a moment. You're watching Bryant Hornet football. Forty-one to 7 our score here. 5:52 to play in the fourth quarter. And Saline County representing well in the state semifinals. Let's head down to Matthew Anderson with a 6A update. Matthew?
44-26.
Matthew, you got it for us, Matthew?
Bryant's hometown rivals, Benton, are playing their semifinal match tonight against Shiloh Christian. Currently, they are losing 44-26 after a Shiloh Christian touchdown. Back to y'all in the booth.
All right, thank you, Matthew. He's got the earpiece working there, getting all those updates live on the scene. Having a fun night tonight. Sidewinding kick again, and PA has more trouble with it. That'll go into the end zone for a touchback yet again. PA will start at their own 20. Go ahead, Rex.
I expect a lot of second-string guys coming out here, so we'll try to get those names to y'all watching.
Yep.
What were you going to say?
Well, I wanted to talk about special teams for just a second. We don't talk about them enough. They've been so effective all year long. Just that right there, not allowing PA just any return yards tonight has been impressive as well.
I mean, Grayson King, he's got a leg on him. He's getting it downfield, and that gives the Bryant Hornet, I mean, their defense is a good place to start their downs.
See if we can get a few of those names in there, as Rex said. See Ryan Young out on the field. And there's a big collision right there. Good tackle from Kavion Smith. Walker, the ball carrier, and the 10th grader Smith brings him down.
Tackled by Kavion Smith.
He gets a cheer. Michael Wynn is in the game as well. No, excuse me, that's Jaden Lewis. Jaden Lewis, the other 84. 2nd and 8. And just the clock down to about 5 minutes left. They're going to put some pressure on Cobb. They're still coming after him. And now it opens up for the receiver to make the easy catch. Mason Greathouse has it to the 35-yard line, 13 yards.
Got to give credit to Terrian Jones. He's played a lot this season. He adds a lot of depth to this Hornets secondary. I mean, he's only a sophomore, so the Hornets have him for 2 more years after this.
Well, Bryant did give up a touchdown on the last drive, so not going to have the shutout. But the backups want to earn their playing time going into next season. They try to stop PA here. Long pass play downfield, incomplete. As the intended target was Wynn Wilson. Coverage from the Hornets. Let's see, who was that over there?
Aaron Austin.
Yeah, Aaron Austin, yep.
He had a really impressive interception against North Little Rock.
He did.
And then, you know, he's running hip and hip with his defender, played really good coverage, no holds, no pass interferences. Grade A coverage right there.
2nd down and 10. Again, the clock's rolling, so now we're at nearly 4 minutes left. Cobb steps up. He is dropped. Another sack for the Hornets. What a good play that was that time from Bryant's Terrence Ellis.
Eli Hill will graduate this year. He'll go play college ball, but then next year, if you're a Hornet fan, you got Matthew Nelson.
Yep.
Terrence Ellis.
Yep.
I mean, there's no stop. Sam Nelson, there's no stopping these guys.
List goes on. They just reload every year. 3rd and 11. Cobb fires a fastball incomplete. Wow, off of the hands of Hunter Ardwan. Almost caught it, but instead it's 4th and 11.
I think they'll go for it. There's no need not to go for it. There's 3.5 minutes left. I feel like if the Hornets get this ball, Kyler Shelby will go out on the field, you know, try to get these other guys some more playing time before next week where the game means a lot more.
And the Bryant starting offensive line, they're just sitting down right now on 4th and 11, so let's see how many of them even come back in. 4th down and 11.
Yeah, you just don't want to risk any injuries.
Yep. Snap is back to Cobb, and he will air it out deep downfield through the hands of his intended target, Mason Greathouse. It's a turnover on downs, and it is indeed going to be the 2nd string. And those starters on offense are cheering on the 2nd stringers about to go out there. How about that?
Good job by Derek Jones, you know, breaking down on that play. I get the receiver dropped it, but I mean, he didn't give up. He was still running with him. Now this Hornet offense will have really good field position. Maybe they'll even score. Who knows? But there's 3 minutes left in this ball game.
They might. They need one more player out on the field. Kamari Austin is going to join them. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets. They're at the PA 34-yard line. 3:02 to play in the 4th. The Hornets 3 minutes away from another state championship appearance. It'll be their 6th in 7 years.
That's
incredible.
Yeah. It's like Alabama when they had their prime in football.
No doubt. Handoff on the ground, and with the clock running, PA will not use their timeouts, it doesn't appear, and so you're going to have about 30, 40 seconds between plays here. Bryant does need one more first down. They're running the clock here.
Speaking of Alabama, who do you got? Iron Bowl's tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Alabama,
sure
Auburn.
is.
Who do you think's going to win?
I'll take Alabama.
I like an upset.
Okay.
I like
all
an
right.
upset.
Well,
Auburn's, they had a hot hand after last week.
Alabama
so.
got upset last week.
And Auburn had an upset last week.
That's
so,
true.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
it is college football. There's no telling.
Yep. Well, we do want to make sure we give a big shout out to our entire crew again. As we've said a few times tonight, most of the ones here on Thanksgiving weekend were here throughout the season. Remember, we did volleyball as well. It was 7 straight weeks of volleyball. Pulaski Academy has come up with the football there, as it was fumbled, and PA has it. They do have to stop the clock now with 2:01 left, so PA's actually going to get the football back one more time. 7 straight Thursday nights of volleyball, followed by almost 7 straight nights of football. Beginning of the year there, the schedule was a little back and forth, but outside of the bye week, this has been 7, 8 straight weeks, I guess, something like that. Total of 11 games we've broadcast. And so, again, Justin Reynolds is on camera tonight, Matthew Anderson on camera, Gerard Barber and Blake Scoggins on camera. Jimmy Settle was on camera a couple of times this year for football, and Aiden Stout. You can help me if I'm missing a name here.
Kalen Ridgel.
Kalen Ridgel, yep. Helped us out last year and some this year. Caden Key on replay. Jacob Bratton's been our technical director. 1st and 10 from the 36 as they give it to Swoboda. Big yardage for Swoboda. He's a big kid out there near the 50-yard line as we're inside 2 minutes to play. And it's just a foregone conclusion. It has been since halftime that Bryant's going to win this game, and everybody's just quiet. It's just amazing. The expectations here at Bryant and what has become a tradition, essentially. 7 consecutive years to make it to this point in the year. And now 6 times in the last 7 to go to the state championship game. I can't believe how quiet it is out there right now. 1st and 10 from near midfield. Cobb, what a great season he has had. He'll stand in a couple more times, finds Swoboda, goes down quickly at the 40-yard line. So, one final time. Congratulations to our students putting on a great product all season long. And we're not done because basketball season will start up in January. We've got 7 or 8 nights of hoops for you as well. I got 7 or 8 nights with Little Rock men's and women's basketball. And
baseball's just around
we
the
got
corner,
baseball
too.
around the corner. The
I can't wait
broadcasts
for
keep
that one.
on coming. 40 seconds left. Perhaps 1-2 more plays, maybe. They give it on the end around there, and running back Rashawn Mitchell is tackled.
You got to give credit to Pulaski Academy. I mean, they had one heck of a season, their first year in 7A, and they made it to the state semifinals. I mean, this is a great group of athletes, great coaching over there. I totally expect them to get a state championship here in the next 5 years. 2
of their 3 losses at the hands of the Bryant Hornets. Here comes your final play, 10 seconds. Bryant leads 41-7. Cobb will air it out downfield to the end zone. It goes through the hands of Swoboda, and that is going to do it. The clock hits 0, and the Bryant Hornets have won the state semifinal matchup 41-7 against Pulaski Academy. They're heading to War Memorial for the state championship game.
The 7A championship.
Rex, your thoughts?
I mean, this Bryant defense played really good. I mean, this Bryant defense, they just played really good. Lights out, Frost, Jonathan Frost, Gavin Moman, Brian Davis. They all played really good. And, I mean, Jordan Walker, 2 rushing touchdowns. Thrash, 2 rushing touchdowns. I expect to win next Saturday in War Memorial Stadium against Conway or Bentonville.
And we'll get you one more update on that one before we sign off here. I don't know if you've got it, Rex. If you got one more update on Conway and Bentonville, maybe we'll see if we can What was the latest score you had?
Last I heard was 27-20.
Okay.
Bentonville was
They've
still
got a
in the
whole
lead.
fourth quarter to go, right?
12 more minutes of ball. That's a lot of time.
All right. I think the Jaden Welch interception
I agree.
is one of our plays of the game. Wouldn't you say?
The fumble recovery?
Yeah, the fumble recovery.
Yeah, I
Yep,
agree.
the fumble recovery. And because of the defensive performance, we're going to give the interception as one of our plays of the game as well.
Matthew Ferguson. He
So-
went up there and got it, too.
So we saw the fumble recovery, and then check this out. Matthew Ferguson.
With Matthew Anderson on the camera work.
Yep. And what made that great is that it was the first play of the drive after Bryant had to punt the football. And so you're able to get it right back and slow down any momentum that the Bruins might have had. There's our two big plays of the game, both of them coming on defense tonight. They deserve it for an outstanding defensive performance. And, man, what a night tonight for the Bryant Hornets as they win this one. And, Rex, if it is your last game, I don't know. We're going to find a way to get you back here next year, possibly. But for now, this is a fun way to go out and to be a student, to experience it from this in the warm tonight, in the warm conditions. You didn't have to be out in the cold.
Our 80-degree
Our
heater
80-degree
right
heater
now.
going here. So, hey, your chance to have your final thoughts here.
I just want to give you thanks. And I know I'm saying this on behalf of all the students, giving us these opportunities to come out here and do these games. I mean, I've had you for 3 years. Not many people can say that, and it's nice, and it was fun.
Yeah,
I think I'll be back next year, so no sad goodbyes for me.
Yeah, not yet. But we did say already, some people might not have heard, it's an awesome opportunity to get to sit in the student section at the state championship game at War Memorial, so you're going to do that next week. Nate Olson is going to join us on our audio-only broadcast. You can sync us up with PBS, that's fine. Listen to us, watch them. If it's R.J. Hawk, my buddy calling the game, if you want to watch him, that's fine too. Doesn't bother me. But it has certainly been a fun year. We've got one game to go. I'm excited to be able to call that one for you next week on December the 7th. We're going back to War Memorial Stadium, my third trip there in 4 years for a state championship. So the Hornets are at midfield celebrating, and their ticket is punched. We just don't know yet who they will play. But that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. So for our camera operators, Matthew Anderson and Justin Reynolds, Gerard Barber, and Blake Scoggins. For our replay operator tonight, Caden Key. For our technical director, Jacob Bratton. He's Rex Carlton. I'm Michael Westbrook. The final, Bryant 41, Pulaski Academy 7. Until we talk to you December 7th at War Memorial. Once again, a happy Thanksgiving weekend, everybody, and have a great night.